English born.
Ha.
Assalamu alaikum. I am engineer Daniyal Bangash from Arch360 and I will be explaining the method of brickwork. I am at the site of Ahad House, which is a triple-story corner house in DHA Peshawar. Since our last update video, which was about basement floor RCC slab casting, we have come a long way up. So far, we have completed ground floor and first floor slab casting, basement floor electrical and plumbing conduiting, basement floor PCC flooring, and now ground floor electrical and plumbing conduiting and boundary wall and multi-floor brickwork is being carried out. In one of our previous videos, we explained the process of selection of bricks at brick kiln. Today, we will explain how these bricks are used in the building. Before use, a few simple characteristics of bricks are checked on the site, such as uniformity of shape. A brick must have straight edges. Uniformity of color. A brick must have uniform color. Soundness. A brick must produce a ringing sound when struck together. And it should be hard enough to resist a groove with a key. And some of the tests are conducted in the laboratories, such as compressive strength test, in which a brick must satisfy the strength requirements of 1500 psi. And water absorption test, in which the water absorbed by the brick should be within range, and efflorescence test, in which a brick should not show more than moderate levels of efflorescence. After initial layout of walls comes the stage of laying of brick courses. Every course must be true to its line. This is ensured by tying a thread at both ends of the wall, and all bricks are laid in alignment to that thread. A wall must be plumb. In other words, a wall should be true to its line in vertical plane. Plumb of a wall is ensured by ensuring plumb of every successive brick course with a plumb bob. This process is commonly known as Saal Sutar Barabar Karna. In a single day, a wall should not be erected more than 4 to 5 feet. This prevents squeezing out of green mortar and helps in achieving lateral stability. The mortar is prepared in the ratio of 1:6. This means one bag of cement can be used with 3 handcarts of sand. The thickness of mortar in horizontal and vertical joints is maintained as 3 by 8 inches.
Ha Osama, uskum rada lagay.
Mung laguli de siru.
Ha.
Da bayi di.
Ha.
Porpase bia siru de bia bayi.
Ha.
Bia siru de bia bayi.
Same show.
Bia bayi de. Bia
Same
kera
show.
last siru de.
और दे तरतीब तो अंग्रेजी के सवायु
Data English born.
हाँ
After finishing bricklaying, the face of wall is scraped with a brush to remove excess mortar. This gives a clean look and prepares a surface that interlocks very well with the plaster. Bricks are soaked for 7 hours before use and brickwork is cured for 7 days after finishing. In load-bearing confined masonry structures, confining columns act as confining elements instead of load-bearing elements. Confining columns, lintel beams, the slab, and the wall make an interlocked system. Due to this interlocked system, the building reacts to earthquake like a box. This shows better resistance to earthquakes as compared to unconfined masonry structures in which walls are loosely connected to each other. These two things represent the aspect of interlocking between wall and the column. And the purpose of showing these specific two things is to appreciate the good workmanship that resulted in such distinct two things. The fact that concrete is not bulging out shows proper formwork, and the fact that concrete reached all extents without any honeycombing shows good vibration. To prevent seepage, a DPC is provided at basement floor. DPC comprises of a 2-inch concrete layer and a 3 mm bitumen membrane. Good brickwork is a combined effect of good design, good material, and good workmanship. So this was all about brickwork. Hope you liked it. In our upcoming videos, we will be explaining the process of electrical and plumbing conduiting. So keep following Arch360. Thanks for watching.